Tap your in. Only on Tap In Radio.
Well, hello.
Hello?
Key is still trying to get her mic on. Hers.
No, you ain't hear me over here like
She was like remixing it on the ones and twos.
I was
Is it
about
there?
to start
Is it on there now?
ting-a-ling-a-ling.
Is it on now?
School bell ring.
All
Yes,
right. Press our live.
Booyaka, booyaka.
All right. And we're all together now, right?
All together now.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay. All right, guys. Hey. Welcome back to the Teacher's Lounge here on Tap In Radio. I am Jay, and this is
Key.
All right. And today we have a special guest with us, Donna Kay.
Hey.
So she has agreed to come into the studio. We have a lot of unfinished business to do.
Kill Bill 3.
Yes.
Been holding that for a while.
Word. So, but before we get into that, I'm just going to give you guys some background on who Donna is and her expertise. You want me to say your full government?
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
That's
That's
okay.
okay.
You
It's
always
still the
ask.
internet.
I always ask.
Thank you.
I always
Appreciate
ask.
it.
Okay. So Donna Kay is a practicing registered nurse in the state of New Jersey. She obtained her bachelor's degree from Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey.
Are
at
you?
All right, at the North Campus through their second degree program. Her initial experience was in mental health. Donna obtained her bachelor's degree from Montclair State University with a major in psychology and a minor in public administration. She later obtained her master's degree from King University in clinical mental health counseling. Donna has worked in a variety of programs over the years, from residential to substance use, community outreach, and recently screening centers. Her passion is in people with a strong affinity to help others. She finds that the best way to help people is to assist them in being active in their overall health. Donna enjoys a variety of music, spas, and all things self-care.
Amen.
Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I just want to say thank you for having me, ladies. I've been loving your show for so long, and to be here right now,
Well, thank you.
I feel like a superstar.
Well,
Just wanna put that out
thank
there.
you.
You are a superstar.
Thank you.
I'm
When
a
I'm
bigger
not at
star,
work,
though.
I log in.
Thank you. We appreciate you taking time out from saving lives to be here with us. So you could have been anywhere, just like our viewers. They could have been anywhere, but they're here inside the lounge with us.
And
Yes.
we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Indeed. So I don't know if you guys want to go ahead into what y'all wanted to talk about as far as like team human meat versus like
I think you got to give the background story because it's been a
Again?
while. It's been a while. Everybody
It was
doesn't know.
literally, we talked about it last week,
we talked about last week with Maureen
and then we talked about the week before.
with Princess Too Sweet. But now you and Donna are the same team.
But so was what's her name? She said, what was her name?
Maureen.
Yeah, she said she would if she had to. So numbers are rising, lady. So get on board
The human meat
carnivore
train.
train.
Okay. So for you all who have been with us since our
Inception.
first, thank you, since our first conversation talking about if the world came to an end and this was like a post-apocalyptic time.
A completely made up, fantasized post-apocalyptic world that we fabricated and add on to as we go along.
Is it really made up though? Like, is it really?
Well, you know.
Are we not learning that this is quite possible?
I mean, yeah.
Give it another couple years.
I'm just saying, it came out of nowhere. Nope, that's, again, we're talking about teaching students survival skills.
Yes.
Teaching students survival skills. And
Yes.
that kicked off our alternate reality of survival.
Of you will eat your friends once they die.
And certain people will bury themselves alive, and other people will have urinary tract infections.
Because they won't be outside.
So
They will not be outside.
So I think it's imperative that you stock up on penicillin, poise.
You just make your own poise with like leaves and scraps and whatever is around.
I don't even want to kill y'all vibe, but stocking up on penicillin just means that it won't work after a while. It's just gonna make all these penicillin resistant it's just not gonna work.
Well, you know what? Because you're a nurse, so you would have all the insight.
Penicillin is just gonna be like, yeah, it's not gonna work.
I'm just talking about the UTIs. That's all. I mean, I'm not gonna have one. So I'm as free as a bird.
Yeah. We don't have that issue.
Yeah.
I will say that. Like I will say that. That's not going to be an issue for a lot of us.
It's a lot of people that don't mind moving their bowels, urine, and everything in the most randomest of places.
Okay.
So I don't think that it will be in bad company. People will be peeing and pooping all over the place. All over the place.
Just not eating people. Won't be there for that one. But like,
starvation is a very painful way to die. I don't know.
It is.
But like eating one of your friends is painful as well.
They would want you to eat them.
No, I am telling you right now. No, they don't want that.
I'm not going to enjoy it, but I'm not going to die either.
When you see me famished and struggling, I think you would have a change of heart in your death. And since I can't confirm that with you, I'm just going to go ahead with my inner gut.
I mean,
I don't like that at all.
I'm not going to be like smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer while I'm eating it.
Right.
Those things won't exist in this post-apocalyptic world.
Well, tobacco isn't just going to disappear.
If y'all have time to find tobacco,
tobacco grows in plenty.
However we ended up in the South, if y'all have time.
So what? We're gonna just stay here in New Jersey?
I would think to go north, but whatever.
It's cold up
or
here.
west.
Keep moving.
Okay, so if y'all end up in the South and y'all able to find tobacco leaves,
which grows
randomly,
it's not random. They literally
random tobacco leaves. So we're saying,
where do you think tobacco and cigarettes comes from, Jay?
I know where tobacco. My family farms tobacco.
Okay,
I know where it comes from. But I'm saying,
die out.
Who has time to sit up there dry? First of all,
else
grow
are we
it,
going to be
dry
doing?
it, then put it into a cigarette and say
potatoes grow very easily, so we can make hooch. And we have tobacco.
So if y'all have all of this, why the hell do y'all have time to eat a person? If we get done came across
once again
tobacco leaves, so we're not going to eat the tobacco.
I'm about to say, what are we going to actually eat?
Yeah.
So apparently,
and when you drink, don't you need to eat?
So if you are creating a drink from a food, right? We're essentially, you guys are talking about moonshine.
I know you don't think we can live off of potatoes for the rest of our lives.
So now you're just going to add people and potatoes?
Once again, to people potato stew.
Princess Too Sweet has entered. Princess Too Sweet is here.
Whatever. As we said before.
So
it is
now
the last
tobacco
case is the very last resort.
Okay, so one of my followers is asking what is going on here. So I just need to clarify that we're not just out here eating ass. Okay?
I keep saying that.
Not just out here eating ass. That's not how this is going.
In the event the meat supply
the question
disappears.
was survival skills and how children of today are not learning the same things that can keep them alive if something disastrous happens.
Right.
Fast forward to a post-apocalyptic scenario. Would you or would you not consume the meat from a deceased body?
That traveled with you, aka one of your friends.
In the event there is no other food source, I keep saying that.
Right. You've already extinguished everything in the grocery stores.
So apparently there are other food sources because you guys just said there's potatoes and tobacco.
It's going to take a while to migrate to these new locations where these other food sources may potentially be.
So,
do you know how long you have to make?
Along the way.
Wait, what is moonshine made of? Is that potatoes?
It's like fermented, everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know how they make it in jail because I've been watching Locked Up.
It's like they make it from fermented fruit.
Yes.
Fermented fruit.
Okay, so which one is made from potatoes?
That's vodka.
Oh, vodka.
Vodka is from potatoes.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
You eating trees. Lord,
Exactly.
Lord. How you gonna know if it's a good treat or a bad treat?
Princess Too Sweet said, "Why y'all trying to eat me? Who had to season it? We can eat potatoes rather than people."
Thank you.
That sounds
Thank
like
you.
a meme or something.
Thank you.
It's gonna be a lot of constipated people.
You won't go to hell for eating potatoes. Not worried about that. First of all, I don't even believe in any of that.
Eating grass, Lord Jesus. She's turning into
Potatoes
cows.
don't have souls. How do you know?
Oh my God. So
You're not my first choice of a meal, Princess Too Sweet. Let me just tell you that, okay?
No. So
Whatever, y'all getting ate. I'm not even gonna like lie about it. I'm gonna make a fire so I can disinfect. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I'm not dying.
damn.
And it'll make shish kebabs, potatoes.
Well, Maureen already said that if it was like on one of those roasts,
It's gotta get cooked. We're not eating raw meat.
What is that, a spittle?
I don't know, but it's like, you know how they have like in Hawaii
rotisserie.
when they have like the pig on the like skewer.
So like, are we like skewing the whole person?
Oh no,
That's what Maureen said. That's what Maureen said.
Extra.
I'm thinking like take a finger or two or something, saute it up.
Listen, I'm just thinking like a little sliver just to stop the hunger pain. I
have no intention of consuming
dine.
brain and livers and kidneys and all that.
No, we're not. Actually,
Ruh-roh.
actually,
Fun fact.
Snapple back.
did you not watch Hannibal?
Yes.
When he cooked the brain, and like if nobody told you it was brain, you wouldn't know.
I mean, he also ate somebody's liver with a nice Chianti and some fava beans.
Like,
So
I'm just saying, if you don't want to eat,
I've never watched that movie.
Interesting.
Never watched it.
It's worth it.
Never like.
It's not.
You're not going on a trip. It's not a trip. It's a crisis. We're not on a trip. We're in a crisis, life or death. Your house is now empty of resources. The supermarkets are empty of resources. You and the few survivors you got left are trying to make it happen.
And Princess Too Sweet says since she won't pee outside, you don't want to eat her meat.
Yeah.
I mean, since she won't pee outside, she'll probably die first. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Since the penicillin's not going to help your UTI,
she's
painful
gonna get
way to go.
She's gonna get an infection. It's just gonna take over. So
but
there's no
then
need to.
we'll have you. We will have you. You won't be of any help.
Go in there and fix a UTI.
No, but she'll know what to do.
Yeah, pee. Pee outside. Pee. I don't understand.
Pee. Period.
Go to the bathroom. Like, I don't understand. What do you want her to do?
She'll have you.
Sitting on.
And
Donna
she
won't
could
let
just
us
dig
know.
a hole and poop. Like people
She's
in the
not.
military
Well,
actively do
she's
that.
not doing any of that. She's not doing any of it. She said she would have a pop-up tent made.
I'm with you. We can eat fish. I'm here to eat fish too.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to catch it with my bare hands. So I hope one of the survivors can do that. Somebody said they can eat fish.
Yeah. That's.
I could do
Thank
that.
you. Those are all the
do
steps.
you know how to catch a fish?
I don't know how to catch a fish, but I also don't know how to eat a person. So we're in the same boat with that.
You know how to cook meat.
But if I had
how to cut a chicken leg,
a person or a fish or even like a branch, I would go with the latter.
I'm not eating a branch.
How y'all gonna be choosy in a post-apocalyptic world?
I'm not a goat or a deer. I'm not eating
that fish could have been somebody's pet. And you're just willing to eat it?
And you're willing to eat a person who belongs to the world.
People feel the same way.
Don't. You're dead. Once again.
The fish is not dead.
You're dead.
You're already dead.
Y'all are making 0 sense whatsoever.
The fish is alive and swimming. You catch it and kill it. The person already expired. You wouldn't eat their meat?
I have said numerous times when
said there's
all
so much
other
to eat.
resources are gone.
Right.
Then I would resort, if I had to cannibalism.
Listen.
But if there are other resources, I would not do that.
I can't catch a fish.
But that's
Yet.
beside the point.
You don't know what you can do yet until you have to do
What's more important is we won't be able to escape because people will be holding their urine.
And need medical attention every 2 hours.
While we're trying to hide from the man-eating people or
the deceased
wolves,
person, yes.
whatever.
The deceased person is getting eaten, and it's going to happen. What'd she say? No trips with DK.
Yes, we established this our first go round.
Listen, I will love you while you're alive, and I will do my best to keep you alive. But once you expire, and feel the same way about me.
So wait, okay. So let's.
I'm not gonna intentionally kill you.
From a medical perspective, what is the timeline we have on this before things go like bacteria? Like what in your medical professional experience? Obviously, not eating people, but like on.
I'm about to say I've never had experience eating people.
Princess Too Sweet, I don't want you that much. She like, y'all ain't gonna extend no resources. Y'all just gonna eat us.
That's not how it happens.
No.
So, I spend my days trying to keep people alive.
So,
like the minute the lights go off, I'm like, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this.
What was that movie? Oh my gosh! But they were in the cold.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay, good.
Alive.
Alive.
Oh.
So, are we in the cold? Are we in the heat? Because you know things spoil faster in the heat than it does in the cold.
Okay, so
have we already made it to the South? Where we trying to make it?
If we're starting, let's say our starting point is New Jersey.
Okay.
So we're starting in New Jersey.
In the winter, in the summer.
Like right now. So we're like summer/spring/winter. We're in all of the seasons as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, as of right now, if things were to go left, what would be the timeline on Princess's Too Sweet's body? Because we know.
Absolutely none. There's
honestly
fruit trees.
Yeah, we still got a lot of resources.
No. I'm already at Z. I'm not at A. I'm at Z.
The people that made it already ate what we can eat.
Everything has gone to hell, and we are now in our post-apocalyptic world, still in the state of New Jersey. Jesus. Like things are barren. Like fruit has stopped growing. What is the timeline on a person?
It's hard to say because it depends on what their diet was before it.
I don't know what her diet is,
and like
she's
comorbidities
she's like
and things
vegan.
like that.
I mean,
vegan don't mean healthy. People kill me with that. Like, let's not.
First of all,
not saying that she's not a healthy vegan. I'm just saying people. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm vegan. Well, if you eat 3,000 calories of vegan food, it's just as bad as eating fast food. Anyway, I digress. In my honest opinion, Sakina's gonna pee on herself, and she's just gonna be a pissy patty. That's it.
But even in your scenario, that means that we've been eating our resources. We've been eating fruit. We've been probably eating vegetables and all this other stuff. We are not gonna look the same way we do now once we get to the point of
y'all gonna be like, got rid of all y'all fat. So what are we gonna actually eat?
We're gonna be gaunt. We're gonna be gaunt and tough.
Probably won't even look that good to eat anyway.
It's not gonna be that much fat left. We would have already burned it for resources.
Point,
yeah.
Oh my God, Breezy says she gonna kill herself. Y'all can eat her.
No, don't sacrifice yourself.
Whatever she want me to eat, I'm not eating that, so she won't eat me. You ain't the only body out there. Like we gonna be sitting there waiting, like we can't wait till this good.
You know what's crazy is that in this safety of wherever we are, we can all just say, "Oh, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that." Mm-hmm. Let that hunger pain hit you hard enough, and things change in a crisis.
When your stomach is growling so loud, the zombies can hear you. Something's got to be done.
When the pain starts radiating across your body, listen, it's a different kind of hunger.
You're hurt. Listen.
I would eat dirt.
Well, you and Princess Too Sweet can get fat on dirt.
Unfortunately, I know I can go over like 24, 48 hours without eating before I get a little crazy, but I'm not going to try to go that long in an apocalypse. Nope. I might have to fight for my life. Can't be weak fighting.
And damn sure.
Because we're not the only people surviving. Exactly. Somebody else might be trying to eat us.
And you can't be trying to fight somebody off with pee.
I mean, maybe they could.
Maybe you gonna pee all over your opponent.
Like maybe. Well, if this is like do or die.
I mean, you get kicked hard enough in your kidneys, she's done.
Well, pee starts to smell like ammonia after a while. So like maybe maybe that can help deter
the killers.
Yeah, oh my gosh, not even worth. Like, what is that?
Oh gosh,
who knows?
I
this is the thing. All I'm saying is, children of today probably wouldn't make it.
No. And this is, we as like children of yesterday are clearly trying to like figure out how we're going to do this. This would be a horrible group. Like if we were to go camping
I'm gonna
right
be
now,
fine.
if we were to go camping right
I don't
now,
know what's so horrible about
this would be a horrible group.
I'm gonna be fine.
Everybody has different
PP
strengths.
perfume, ew.
Everybody has different strengths.
Yes.
So we might actually make it. It'll be weird, but we'd make it. Because some of us are willing to do what others aren't.
Yeah.
I'm not with
You and Brina gonna catch the fish. I can cook it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Like, that would work.
And Key gonna get some.
I'm not 100% not even be with you guys, so.
Oh well, damn, fuck her.
Look, you're cool, but these two.
Oh, cause I'm
These two.
She's saying that now in the public eye, but like when the lights go out and the cameras go off, we'll still be on the same team. So like I'm
she
not,
gonna be like, don't leave.
yeah, we're still on the same team. We are yin and freaking yang out here, okay?
Given the choice of being with a group or being by yourself, I don't think you should be by yourself.
Right.
I'm not by myself.
She'll have her gun.
I have a husband.
Oh, we didn't even. You know what? This whole time we did not factor in her husband
He's not making it.
or her baby. We was just out here independent. Like they died along the way, and like it's
They
just
were bad.
We didn't think about any of our men in this whole.
None.
Apparently,
None.
all the men are dead too.
We like at no point did we bring up your husband
or any man whatsoever. None. Just like, I have a family I gotta get back to. You know.
Nope. For whatever reason, they were not on this post-apocalyptic journey.
I guess.
So like,
yeah.
maybe they already made it. And you, like they had to leave you, and you have to make it to them. I don't know.
If he left me and made it somewhere without me, when I get there, we're gonna have problems. What do you mean you made it without me?
He had to take the baby.
I mean, after listening to this mess, I wouldn't blame him from leaving. Y'all two are problematic.
What?
You are problematic. You problematic, and she's messy. Messy.
But she will be there
all
with
over
us.
herself.
She will be there right with us.
I know she's gonna turn into a whole different person if that happens.
She'll be there right with us.
Given the choice, when shit hits the fan.
Oh, she said she's gonna act crazy like people in jail. She's gonna be the crazy one.
Ain't nobody gonna have time to manage that.
At all. At all.
We're not gonna have time to manage that. We're not gonna have time for that.
Mickey immediately.
It's like, okay, like between her peeing on herself or not peeing or like not.
She is messy.
Yeah, we're not gonna have time for that. As messy. On that note, we're just gonna close.
She's gonna
this
get
out.
a cocktail, and that's gonna be that.
Give her one of the magic mushrooms that we find along the way.
Okay.
We'll see what ends up
You
happening.
are messy. Okay, so now you're gonna be carrying
a porta potty.
Yes.
A portable porta potty
porta
that
potty.
she is gonna erect from, I don't know.
Party City.
Who's carrying that with no strength? Like you're not eating, you're not peeing, you're barely drinking because you're not gonna be able to filter water. Like what is going on? Child, bye. Girl, go on now. Go on.
That's why she's messy. She's messy. Like we don't have time to find a 3-star resort for you to pee in.
It's not going to be a 3-star resort anymore. Anyway, once it's post-apocalyptic,
Nothing.
who's cleaning these hotels?
Nothing exists after in this moment.
Okay, buildings don't just. What are we? Buildings just disappear.
They'll be abandoned or
Lord.
like
Run
decrepit.
down.
So, yes.
Yeah,
So now that we have that out of our systems, I think we can successfully close this scenario out because we have all the players. We have had a conversation with everyone, including some others.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if we brought Jackie into this conversation, but I feel like we might have. I have to go back, but either way, we definitely brought Maureen into the conversation. So, like, if you guys continue this, just, as, hey, like, if things came to an end, who would be there? Who would you have in your post-apocalyptic crew? Or who should you not carry with you because they will eat you once you get sick? Things
Depending
to
on what you're sick from.
Things to consider. So, carrying on.
So,
back to why we're really here.
Yes. So we actually do have questions we would like to ask and get to know you better as you are a registered nurse. And we would like to know more about what that's like, your profession, and how you have come to this point in your life. So would you like to open it up with our first question?
oh, I thought that was a question.
No.
Oh, why did you choose this profession?
Okay, so honestly, real talk. I hit a point in my life where I said, "What's my plan?"
Mm-hmm.
Right? I've always known I wanted to help people. I'm in the business of people. I like being around people. I get my energy off of people, and so that's how I faded into mental health, because people need help with mental health. They always need somebody to talk to, some way to put their things that other people judge them for.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get so deep into that it's hard to kind of like transition out of it once you're actually doing the work. And so I felt like nursing was the best way to bridge my skills, because unfortunately in the hospital, no matter what your role is on the interdisciplinary team, every job has interdisciplinary teams, it's the nurse's patient. So if the nurse doesn't agree, if the nurse isn't on board, it doesn't really happen, because even with doctors putting in orders, the nurse still has to fulfill them. So it's your nurse that's advocating, it's your nurse that's escalating, it's your nurse that's bringing in everything. It's your nurse that's holding your hand when you can't have visitors. It's your nurse that's explaining something to you that you didn't really get the first time around. It's your nurse that's making sure you're on board with your treatment plan and you know what the plan is for you for that day. It's your nurse that's talking to your family and explaining how your progress is going and what's going on next. So I felt like I needed to be the nurse for the people. If that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense, and that was actually that was
powerful.
beautifully put.
That was powerful.
Beautifully put, especially in the times in which we are in right now. That COVID times are running rampant. Like violence in America is like absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
So to have someone, you sound like you have very, very, very compassionate bedside manner.
Gift and a curse. So as a new nurse, obviously you're still learning everything and translating things from textbook to actual practice and skills and things of that nature. It's a lot to digest. And unfortunately, when I came out, it was COVID. So it was like in the thick of it, you got to catch this and you got to go. The only benefit I can say is that because my program was accelerated, we literally had to learn fast. There was no extensive time, take this course by itself. Like you were in all of these courses, digesting all of this content. So we had a lot of late night, early morning, shout out to the crew. But it helped me once I actually became a nurse, because I was already used to learning on my feet, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So it's a lot of moving parts, but you can't forget the basics of nursing, even in COVID.
So
like, how do you hold somebody's hand when they're dying? How do you perform CPR on somebody, they expire, and then move on to the next person and still be your bubbly self? It's like a lot of self-care, relying on your team, just remembering that even though you can't save everybody, you can do your best.
Have you come across nurses who you feel like have no business being there?
Absolutely. But that's in every profession. Burnout is real.
Burnout is real.
So I remember when we were in our master's program, they talked about compassion fatigue, where sometimes even if you do care, you can get to a place where this is not the avenue for you anymore. And unfortunately with nursing, you get taken advantage of in a sense when you care, because they will overwork you, overextend you, and overutilize you because you're willing to do things. And then you find out some nurses that have been at the bedside too long. It's like, maybe you should transition into another dynamic. Go to informatics. Go to anything else, because you're losing your oomph.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, they lose it. They kind of call it like mothers eating their young, in a sense, where the older nurses kind of like bully younger nurses, especially the ones that are like soft-spoken and don't take up for themselves and things like that. So you will see it across every profession, but even in nursing, which is kind of sad because those are the carers.
Right. Princess Sweet had an interesting question. She said, have you ever run into a patient who has requested somebody who is not black to?
Fortunately, no. Not in nursing. I did in counseling.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to do outreaches all across Essex County. And I was actually just talking to a friend about this. A family, said, please don't send anybody black to my house. And so, like, you try to accommodate because those are people in crisis and they need, and you have to be sensitive to whatever. So if people say they don't want a woman, they don't want a man, they don't want certain ethnicities, they're trying to relate, they have real problems to talk about. Teaching them and putting them in their place is not in this crisis. That's work you do down the line of once they're in a better mind space. Would I be offended? Not at all, because it's not about me. And I think once you get to a place where it's not about you, it's just easier to navigate.
I prefer a black gynecologist.
And you're not wrong for that.
Yeah.
Because when I want to sit down and talk about my lady bits, sometimes I don't want a man. Sometimes I don't want, somebody that ain't, out here riding dirty.
Okay.
Do you feel like you need therapy?
Oh, thank you. Do I need therapy? Everybody needs therapy.
Absolutely.
Everybody walking the planet needs therapy. And unfortunately...
And I'm going to put that on my script.
Yeah.
Just write that on.
Unfortunately, it's so taboo, especially in our culture, because you're not allowed to be weak. You're not allowed to be vulnerable. You're not allowed to be stressed. You're not allowed to be. And then it's like every feeling is appropriate. All the feelings, all the time, wherever they are. Feel them. It's just you shouldn't feel any one thing too long. So you should never be too happy for too long, manic. You should never be too sad for too long, depressed. Talk to somebody. Do I have time for therapy? No. No.
That's so funny.
What I make time for. So, the nursing job I have right now is 12-hour shifts. Amazing, because you work 3 days a week, in and out.
You sound like a firefighter.
Just like a firefighter.
Well, they do 24 hours twice a week. So we do 12 3 times a week, which is less hours because they do 48. But whatever. Being up on your feet for 12 hours is painful.
I can only imagine. So, you kind of broached on this just a bit, and the question that I have is, like, as a black woman in this field, so you spoke about, I believe it was your experience as a counselor. So as a black woman, as a black nurse, so like what has your experience been thus far?
I'm at an amazing hospital. I'm going to put it out there like that because they spend a lot of time in training. My educator is thebomb.com.
Yes.
And my coworkers that are on my shift are very team oriented. So when you think about it, it's like, oh, we're short staffed, we need help. Well, the only way you can get help is if you train them. So like everybody has been very hands-on, supportive. But even with the patients, they're just excited to see black nurses. I had a lady tell me the other day, she was like, I love seeing all you black women, because her nurse was, black. And then I came in because her nurse was doing something else just to help out with, I think I detached her IV or something, something simple. And it's just like, I never realized we weren't as represented in the community, especially since I work in a black community. So to think that so many people are coming into their offices and hospitals and not seeing people that look like them, that kind of hurt a little. I'm not gonna lie, it did. But I was glad I could be that for her that day. But
Okay. Glad to hear that.
yeah,
So representation matters.
it does matter. When I was in school, I was a peer mentor, I was a tutor, and I think part of me felt like I needed to do those things because other people needed to see women of color in those positions. Because I had a bomb tutor that looked like me, that talked like I talked, that helped me understand content the way I needed to hear it. You know, that was using my dialogue. And I think that played a big role in why I was able to get through my first semester in nursing school. Because I had somebody that looked like me, that talked like me, that helped me get it. And so then it's your job to give back to the next person, to look like them, to talk like them, to help them get it. And so I think the same goes once you're in the profession. You have to still give back to people to get it. That's how I feel anyway.
Very profound.
But
So I'm just going to go ahead and ask, what has been your most difficult patient?
Honestly, the hardest patient for me are the ones where no matter what you do, their status is still declining. Because you, like I said, we work 3 days, but sometimes I'll try to put my 3 days together so I can get me like 4 days off. You're with this person every day. You're talking to their family. You're with them. Like, I try to still have conversations with them because visitation is decreased. So it's not like people could just be sitting at your bed all day with you or anything like that. And if you're not technologically savvy, you're not having FaceTimes and video chats all day. I think some of the harder points for me is, you know, you're doing the interventions, you're giving the meds, you're running the tests, you're treating the symptoms, and they're still not getting better. You know, like, you're instilling hope, because installation of hope is big everywhere, right? But in your heart, you know it's not looking good. Those are my harder patients.
So how do you manage in that moment between Donna the person and nurse Donna? Like how do you manage that?
They blend. So what I've been hearing more is, so I have a bubbly spirit in general. I come in every day excited, start the day off in high spirits. And so I try to translate that to my patients because they need somebody that's not down because they're down. Like, you don't get to be sad when somebody else is sick. That's how I feel. Like, you don't get to translate your sadness to sick people. So a lot of it is just not thinking about it because you can't fester in that feeling because it'll become debilitating. You don't perform better when you're in a crisis. So you have to constantly talk yourself out of crisis mode. So just working through the things you need to do in a timely manner.
So, like, have you ever had to take a moment where it's just like, woo, this is getting too deep. Like, woo, I feel like I'm feeling my feels, and like, I need a moment.
More lately, so my unit's no longer COVID. So we're more busy because there's actually more people going in the hospital for non-COVID reasons, which is a great thing for the community because there's less positive people inpatient. People are managing their symptoms in the community. But like, I found that I'll get like a little, I don't even know how to describe the feeling because it's just like, and so I'll go hide in the med room for like 2 minutes and just like sit and just pull it together. Not even like a crying, just like a settling of self. Like that checking in of, you know, where am I? What do I need? What's going on with me? Kind of sort of thing. I find that I have not been taking care of me while I'm taking care of others. So, you know, like taking your lunch break, taking a water break, taking anything. So I'm starting to take more of those. Which is, you know, helpful in itself.
Yeah.
So your student loans, what you gonna do about that?
They want to pay? Somebody got some money for me.
I mean, yeah. If you had to do it, if you had to do it all over again, would you become a doctor instead of a nurse? No. Nope.
Nope. That was fast.
So, okay. I told y'all that it's the nurse's patient, right?
Right.
Like, hands down, your nurse spends more time with you at the bedside than anybody else. Nursing and nursing assistants, I give them that. They're bomb.com. Doctors come in 10 minutes.
Breeze in and breeze out.
They sure do.
Say what they got to say and they move on.
Sure do.
So if you're in the business of peopling, doctors don't have the time. Not that they don't want to. Some of them do. They don't have the time to do the things that nurses do.
My nurse was with me all day after my C-section.
Yeah. And you felt supported. You felt cared for. Your needs were met. You had someone. The doctor couldn't do that.
Till she left. And she left when I was asleep.
Yep.
By the time I woke up,
somebody was back.
she was there. She was there.
Now,
some people ask like about becoming like a nurse practitioner, and I know some bomb nurse practitioners, like smart, just like intuitive, amazing, but they don't have time to be like with patients anymore.
so it's like the higher you go up,
Prescribe, correct? Okay.
the higher you go up, the less connections you have.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate. But that's where the money resides. So. So whoever asks about student loans, you can cash out.
Princess Too Sweet.
You know the number.
She also wants to, the vaccine. You feel pressure to take it?
I don't feel pressure to do anything in life, honestly, anymore. Thank God I grew up. But it is a big push, especially when my unit was COVID, because we were in it.
Knee deep.
Your patient, the unit was COVID. Like, there was no getting around your exposure to it. But my feeling is, and I'm not vaccinated. I'm not like saying that as a proud badge of honor. I want people to get vaccinated. I support it. I love it. I just have personal things that I need to take care of before I get vaccinated. But it's kind of like taboo now to say you're not vaccinated.
I'm not.
No, but like people
Neither
look at
am
you
I.
weird. They look at you weird. They're like, what? Why? What do you mean? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting to see what happens to y'all.
Meanwhile, I take more precautions at work than the average person takes in their whole day. So, like, if I were to catch COVID, God forbid, it wouldn't be at work. It'd be in the community when I'm just wearing a surgical mask and somebody else is not wearing anything at all. Meanwhile, at work, I have an N95, a surgical mask, a face shield, a gown, a glove. You know what I mean? I'm disinfecting my areas. I'm washing my hands. I'm hyper vigilant about cleaning versus when you're just going to the supermarket. You don't know who touched that box before you.
See, and that's where the paranoia came in for a long time. It's just like, okay, so like if I pick up this water bottle and I'm like, oh, I don't want this anymore, and I put it back down, and then here you come, like, oh, so it has the potential.
Did you just sneeze in your hand before you picked up that water bottle?
Yeah,
like
it is a vicious cycle.
So
like a vicious cycle.
But I love that people are
digress.
getting vaccinated. I love that people are being more health conscious, more aware of what's happening with their bodies. I just hope it lasts,
Yeah,
that caring part of it. Like, we're only as good as our weakest player. And so it doesn't matter if you're good, but the person that's serving you your dinner that you went to this restaurant to have is sick. Because then you're sick.
So now I'll be staying home more again. Thank you for that.
But it's the truth.
See how they get into your head.
It's the truth. Like, we don't know, but the things we do know is enough to do better.
Right. And you've seen it in action. You've seen what this virus has done to people working on a COVID floor.
It is painful. And it's lonely. Because when you're at your scariest moment in life, you're with strangers. But those strangers care. Those strangers hold your hand. Those strangers work their heart off. leave sweating and crying. And so, like, not everybody dies, of course. You know, some people are still surviving. But it's like, if you can avoid it, avoid it. If we can reduce the curve, reduce the curve. Like,
so is it true the flu was the flu was lower this year because everybody was wearing masks?
I think it's because people were wearing masks, people were being more hygiene conscious, you know.
Washing their hands.
Just basic habits that should have been basic habits.
Yes.
Actually came into play of being basic habits. Honestly, I think that's why less people are sick. One of my girlfriends was saying that her daughter wasn't getting as sick going into school. I think it's like daycare. But it's because the school is purposefully cleaning more. Like, people are actually, like, they're not just cleaning, they're cleaning.
Sanitizing.
You know, using infrarays and everything like that. So, like, people are just more attentive to things that should have been happening.
Now, what can you say to these young people who watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy and think that that's what it's going to be like?
I've never watched Grey's Anatomy.
Well, you can imagine.
But what I will tell you is it's not as glamorous as you think. I lost like 10 pounds my first week at work because you literally are moving. I take like 14,000 steps a shift. Easy. You have to learn how to time manage. You know, it's not as rainbows and lollipops all the time, but there are good moments. Like, it's the best decision I could have made for myself.
So what floor to find doctors on? That's my question.
They all over, girl.
Where to keep doctors
at? Girl.
Do you have any nurses that come with their nails done and makeup and just like done up?
Less makeup now because of the mask.
Right.
And it's contraindicated with your N95 because like they've been refurbishing them, if that makes sense. Like they'll like reprocess them, so like your makeup lessens the ability to reprocess them, if that makes sense. But yeah, how you gonna meet your man if you ain't looking all good? They come with the tight scrubs. I've never understood it, even from nursing school. I'm like, so you want me to bend down and do patient care with tight pants on? It ain't for me. It ain't for me. But I get it. You know, they wear the tight pants, the joggers, the, you know, tooted and booted, and I have at it.
Like, oh, hey, doctor.
I just can't imagine, like,
You can imagine
with all that stuff that you're around, all them fluids.
Well, they're around different kinds of fluids.
Well, they want different kinds of fluids.
Yeah.
Most hospitals have policies about your nails, so I haven't actually had my nails done in like 2 years, which is kind of sad. I'm planning a vacation hopefully one day, and I'm just put some tips on. And
now, is there any scandal?
The people can't hear you. Yeah, the microphone.
Scandal.
there's always scandals.
With this person.
There's always
Do they be
scandals.
sleeping all around the hospital?
I'm going to plead the fifth because
Why?
I
think
believe
we already told the people where I work.
You're just verifying. It
think-
might be a little canoodling.
I think we already told the people where I work. So what we not
did?
going to do is,
Oh, we did?
I don't know if we did or we didn't, but I'm going to say I don't know any evidence. And I don't believe rumors. The rumor mill could be lying.
Yeah.
And I don't want nobody getting fired. I love y'all.
Yeah.
That's a
Because
yes.
y'all going to go viral one day, and it's going to be me talking about something.
Yeah.
You know so-and-so was in such
Well,
and such.
we didn't make our disclaimer, which we probably like.
We didn't talk anything really education today.
Yeah. So.
All I know is I'm not revealing anything that could or could not be. Oh, thank you, though.
That's a yes.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
Now,
That's a yes.
I do have a random question. Is there a class on how to read the scribble scrabble that doctors write? Like, how are y'all able to, like, oh, yeah, this is a G or whatever? How are y'all able to do that?
Oh, the beauty of that now is it's electronic. So doctors put orders in the computer for me. probably in doctor's offices it'll be worse because they actually do hand notes, I think. But even more so, they're getting away from that because billing, most places want you charting in real time, so they'll chart in the computer while they're with you. Have you been to the doctor recently? Excuse me, even my doctor had started doing it pre-COVID.
Oh, you know, my son's doctor.
They're in, as they're talking to you, they're
yeah.
plucking, because, you know, they're not really computer savvy. They're plucking in what's going on and whatever, because billing-wise, too much is getting lost in translation, so they just want them to
and they need their money.
It's all about money. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Listen, it is what it is. But yeah.
Okay. So, final question.
What's the next step in your career path?
It's not going back to long-term school, that's for sure. Everybody keeps saying, go back to school, go back to school. I'm like, I just got out of school. I don't want to go back. Actually, I just joined an informatics committee at my job, so I think that'll be a nice little segue transition into, like, the technology world of nursing. I do enjoy computers, kind of. I thought I was more computer savvy than what I am. And I just realized my age a little more because computers are ever changing and zeros and ones. But I'm going to try that out for a while and see how that goes. Before I actually became a nurse, I wanted to do insurance, like nursing for insurance companies, you know, that review requests for authorizations and things like that. Because I had a lot of interactions with getting pre-certs and how difficult it is. It's like, this person is severely mentally ill. They need this inpatient stay. Give us some time. So I want to dabble in that. Actually, I was just talking to my mom when she was like new in nursing. She was working for, what do you call it? The like auto companies. So they have nurses on staff. So, like, in case people get injured and things like that.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like a school nurse. It's like an auto nurse.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's like so many things you can do in nursing. You can do everything.
Come on and be a school nurse. Come and be a school nurse.
I don't really like kids that much.
But, like,
they don't make their own decisions. So
They're subhuman, aren't they?
They come with parents.
Yeah, school nurses, like, you want to talk about, like, burnout or, like, what you were saying earlier, where, like, you shouldn't, like, school nurses are not with the shits no matter where you are. I have yet, I don't know if you've had this experience. Have you seen, like, a friendly, like, oh my gosh?
In fact, they put the Band-Aids, like, outside the door to prevent you from coming in there. Like, they don't even want to be bothered with you.
Like,
getting an ice pack is like...
Please. We don't even have ice in this, like, what? No.
They're not even trying to be inventive. Like, you could have just put this in a Ziploc bag.
Or styrofoam. No, they're not doing that.
Could have went to the cafeteria, got some little, like, saran wrap, put some ice cubes in it.
I'm not even writing you a pass back to work, class. Like,
that's
just
crazy.
Go back to class.
I have been considering the idea of cross-training in psych, though.
All right.
Just to, like, you know, full circle.
So we look to see.
I'm going to try to do some big things.
I've seen a school nurse tell a student to run their ear under the faucet.
Why?
Because it was bleeding a little bit.
Wow.
No pressure.
Wow. I'm not touching your blood.
What would you do if you were at home?
Call my mother.
I'm telling you, they don't want
I have a whole mother at home.
They
like,
don't
call my daddy. Like, what is going on?
At all.
No.
I was like, you can give them an alcohol pad or something to clean.
You know them all dried up. They dried up from 78.
Because you still didn't give them to you then.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to give them to you.
Exactly. Yeah. Band-Aids be all like yellow.
Crumbly.
Yeah.
I just saw the cutest Band-Aid when I went and got my lab work. It was like a crayon.
Oh, yeah, they give this to my son.
I know. How cute is that? That was just an aside.
Okay.
Because since we're talking about
Right,
school nurses,
so.
I feel like they should have cute Band-Aids.
I need my last comment read. Okay, fist pump, ear. That's my last comment.
That's what she wanted read? I think it might have been before that. No.
Kayla had them had them dollars, and when is she pulling up to share?
Listen, I'm not taking care of you, okay? Stop it.
And that's on record. And that is on record.
Are you good now?
That's on record. That
You
is
learned your
on-
lesson
That
yet?
is on wax. Wax. Okay.
I am not. Now, we're going to both need a sugar daddy somewhere.
Somewhere.
Well, apparently,
I don't want that one.
no. Like BTW, like behind the scenes, Bam had this rando slide in the DMs. Yes, he had this rando slide in the DMs to first try to holler at Candy. She's another one of our hosts on Tappin' Radio. Then Bam was just like, no, you're weird. Get out of here. And then he was just like, well, hook me up with any one of the Tap-In ladies. I will give you what you want. He will give Bam whatever.
Oh, so now he's our pimp.
Absolutely.
He was
Pimping ain't easy.
You gotta look in the DM. Like check our DMs. Like Bam shared it. This dude was crazy looking.
I'm saying, though, is the cash green?
No.
Because
No. He's a creeper. He was a creeper. Like extra, like, and he like tried to be like Bam's friend. Like, hey, yeah, I see you on your journey.
No.
So about like the women that you work with, hook me up. Like he's like one of the where's my hug at guys?
No.
He's one of
Oh,
those.
so this is how adult abduction happens.
Absolutely.
That's what it seemed like.
Human trafficking. Human trafficking is
Yes.
real.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Like,
Yes.
what we're not going to do is...
He said, I'll give you whatever you want.
Yeah,
absolutely.
like him.
To produce...
The women's.
He was vetting
women's.
you. He was vetting you.
Yeah, he was a creeper though. He was a creeper. But anyway, so all right, guys, thank you.
Ooh, I'm telling you, ew is
for-
right, princess. Ew, it's nailed. You nailed that one.
Thank you, Donna,
Yes, thank you so much
for joining us. Thank you guys for tuning in with us here on Tappin' Radio inside the Teachers Lounge. Donna, tell the people where they can find you.
Nowhere.
Okay, not like where you work at, but
Oh.
your Instagram.
Instagram. But
I'm like,
we accept. We
nowhere.
understand your boundaries.
please
Just-
don't look for me.
I should have asked that question better. Just social media.
It's like-
Okay, so she's not on social media, even though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're
It's tagged,
asking.
it's tagged,
Yes,
it's tagged.
yes. So
I
please
don't
share.
even know my hashtag. It's Caleb World. 2012. Kayla_world_2012.
All right, y'all.
At myself, will treat me like this.
We'll see you next Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. here in the Teachers Lounge on Tappin' Radio.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Turn up the bass! Yo, Tappin' Radio.
With one tap, you're in. Only on Tappin' Radio.